Hi, I'm Andrea with Everett Public Library. Tonight's Sunday night story is actually a book about a real person. This is the book Swan, and it's the life and dance of Anna Pavlova. At the end, there's some really amazing information in the author's note. So I'll read the whole story, and then I'll also read the author's note. This is by Laurel Snyder, illustrated by Julie Morstad. Swan. The city is big. Anna is small. The snow is everywhere and all around. But one night, Anna's sleigh slips up the street. Her face is cold. The world is dark. Mama smiles. Then, the lights, the lights! Something is happening. There's a swell of strings, a scurry of skirts, a hiss and a hum. Hush, it's all beginning. The story unfolds. A sleeping beauty opens her eyes. And so does Anna. Her feet wake up. Her skin prickles. There is a song suddenly inside her. Now, Anna cannot sleep or sit still ever. She can only sway, dip, and spin. Now Mama hums into her soup. Now the snow skitters just so at the window. Now the squirrels stop to watch. At last, Mama nods, and out of her house, Anna goes into the world of people, tall people. And 2 years drag, each sliding slow. Anna stretches, biding her time. Shirt, shirt, laundry. Shirt, shirt, laundry. Even the squirrels lose interest. But this time, oh, yes! The work begins. The work? The work! Up and down and to and fro and third position and back and turn and on, again, again, again! Until one night she takes the stage. Anna becomes a glimmer, a grace. Everyone feels it, and the lamps shine brighter. The room holds its breath. It shouldn't be that she should be this good. Her legs too thin, her feet all wrong. And those toes! She's only a girl, so small, so frail, but see her face, her flutter. Anna was born for this. For 5 bright years, the dancers swirled around Anna. The curtains rise and fall. Finally, she steps on the stage alone and sprouts white wings, a swan. She weaves the notes, the very air, into a story. All those sitting see. They stare. Anna is a bird in flight, a whim of wind and water. Quiet feathers in a big, loud world. Anna is the swan. Across the globe she sails. There are furs and riches, kings and queens, pearls to be worn, toasts to be drunk. But it is not enough. Anna remembers a small, cold room, a lonely girl at a window. Shirt, shirt, laundry. Shirt, shirt, laundry. Somewhere there are people who haven't heard the music. Anna sails on. Forests and plains, sprawling cities and tiny towns. The world is a hungry place, and Anna will feed its beauty. Across bull rings and the warped boards of dance halls she moves. Everyone, the sick and the poor, come to meet her, boats and trains. They cheer her. They are cheered. Anna walks in the rain, sleeps on the floor. She is a queen, a dragonfly, a ghost, a bit of snow, and again, and best of all, the swan. When people throw flowers, Anna tosses them back. It's enough just to dance. Of course, always the tours end, the boats dock, the train returns to the station. And there are pets and people, meals and meetings, hearth and home. But not the home Anna remembers. Home is gone. Anna won't return to the snowy city. There has been a war there, a wall. Everything has changed. Sleighs no longer jingle through the streets of Petrograd. Anna bundles a new life, a different fairy tale. Until a chill finds Anna, hunts her down alone, without her boots and mittens, a wind, a cough beside a stopped train, a rattle she can't shake. Anna tries to waltz away, to spin and sway. She'll turn and turn and turn from this, she thinks. If you can just keep dancing. She calls for her feathers. But every day must end in night. Every bird must fold its wings. Every feather falls at last and settles. Oh, thinks Anna, if only every dance could end in such sweet applause. That's the end of the story. Now I'll share the author's note. Anna Pavlova was born in 1881 to a struggling laundress. It was a hard life, and Russia under the Tsars was generally a world where the poor stayed poor. Anna's life should have been dismal. But one night, Anna's mother told her, "You are going to enter fairyland," as the two climbed into their sleigh and sped off to the Mariinsky Theater. There, Anna heard Tchaikovsky's music for the first time. She watched the dancers step out onto the stage, and her life was changed forever. Anna knew what she wanted to do in her life. In order to become a dancer, her mother warned her, you will have to leave your mother and become a pupil of the ballet school. My little Nura would not like to forsake her mama, would she? In Russia in those days, ballerinas were trained at boarding schools, and Anna had never been away from her mother. But Anna's hunger to dance was fierce, so when she was 8, she auditioned for the Imperial Ballet School. She was turned away because she was still too young. She had to patiently wait for another 2 years. When she was accepted at age 10, Anna discovered that while she was graceful and had a natural gift for dance, her body was far from ideal for ballet. Dancers of that time were sturdy and acrobatic. Anna was thin and frail, with a weak back and severely arched feet that made it difficult for her to go on point. The other girls at the school made fun of her for being so thin, calling her nicknames like the broom. Anna refused to let anything stop her. She worked hard and reinforced her ballet shoes to help her stay up on her toes. In fact, the shoes dancers wear today are modeled after the shoes Anna constructed for herself. In the end, her frailty lent itself to a different sort of dance, a more dramatic, romantic, evocative dance. Anna trembled and moved lightly. She danced the lead role in all the great ballets, Gazelle, Sleeping Beauty, and especially The Dying Swan, as no one had seen them dance before. She went to become a very famous ballerina. Many believe she was the greatest ballerina of all times. But as extraordinary as she was a dancer, Anna's real contribution was that she believed ballet was for everyone. At the beginning of the 20th century, ballet was a European art form and it belonged exclusively to the wealthy. But ballet had changed Anna's life, and she felt it could do the same for other people. She set out to share her art, traveling the world and performing in some very odd places, from bullfighting rings to the backs of elephants. She shared her gifts with the poor as well as the rich. She inspired people everywhere she went. Then, in the winter of 1931, Anna's train collided with another and came to a sudden stop. She went outside and walked the length of the train in her pajamas to find out what happened. But she caught a cold, which turned into a deadly pneumonia, or pleurisy, sources differ. Though she wanted to keep dancing, Anna was far too ill, and for the first time in her life, she missed a performance. In her fever, she called for her swan dress, as though she might still perform, but it was not to be. Anna died that night. Her last words were, "Play that last measure very softly." When I think of Anna Pavlova, I think of her Swan. But much more than that, I think of all the girls and boys who love ballet. I think of all of us, millions of us all over the world, me too, pulling out our ballet shoes, working at the bar, or spinning chains turns across the floor. All of us laboring in the smells of sweat and crushed rosin. All of us reaching for beauty and indebted to Anna, who led the way. The Swan, The Life and Dance of Anna Pavlova by Laurel Snyder. Thank you for joining me. Bye, friends.